man.
Right off the whim, man. Yeah.
Right from the top of the world, and Ikon, it's your boy Guapo Diamonds. 4luvofboxing RTU Ikon Radio is in full effect on a Tuesday.
Exclusive.
On a Tuesday.
Look, we still got the champ up in here. I'm looking that way. I can't even look the man in the eyes. I'm so intimidated. Last time he was here, he hit me, so I don't know.
You asked for it.
I did kind of ask for it. I don't know.
Not kinda, you did.
El Moreno, Jordan Martinez in the house. The NBF champ is in the house. Hey, listen, bro. Big fights are brewing for you, but right now, this episode, we ain't even talking about big fights are brewing. This is all fight banter. There's a couple big fights coming up, man. Look, we just want to kind of chop it up with you and speak some boxing as to what's going on, bro. Hey, listen, big fight coming up here at the end of the month. Shakur and Tio, who you got?
I got Tio, to be honest. I just don't know if Shakur. Yeah. I mean, Shakur didn't have power at 26.
Yeah.
No.
We just don't know if he could carry the speed after rehydration at 40.
So he really doesn't have the man strength and power to keep a dog like Tio off him. Mm-hmm. But the speed kills power.
That is
However, he's moving up in weight.
I'm saying
I don't know. Is Tio still that dog? I mean,
Tio's that dog.
He competes he competes at the level of his competition.
But I think depending on the competition, that's how he'll perform. That's what I think.
And that's the thing with Tio. Every time that he has a huge challenge or a huge stage in front of him, he delivers.
Yes.
I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I still feel he got shafted. He should definitely be a two-time undisputed champion.
Yeah.
He beat the man in Lomachenko at 135, and he went up in weight and took on Josh Taylor, who was the undisputed champion as well.
He had vacated the titles right before.
But the bullshit fucking sanction and bias.
He's the recognized 140-pound champ.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the recognized 140-pound champ. And it's a tall task asking Shakur to go up to another weight class. Mm-hmm. But of all 135-pounders, with all 135-pounders, Shakur is the one that's obviously the most talented, the most skilled. You know, he probably has the best resume at 35.
Some people would say Tank. Some people.
If you look at opponents, I mean, he has a more body of work.
Yeah, bigger names.
Tank more body work, but I think Shakur has the bigger names.
Yeah, I mean, in some of the big fights for Tank, he has.
I mean, the Pitbull and then Ryan Garcia for Tank. Other than that, there ain't no other big names.
Leo Santa Cruz.
But
lighter weight class moved up. He was okay.
That was at 130. Just for the rec, wasn't that?
It wasn't at 35, was it?
No, that was at 35, but I think Santa Cruz was at 30 at the time.
And Santa Cruz looked good, bro. He actually hung in there. He just didn't have enough power to really doing it. His volume of work was there. He just didn't have enough power to really close the show. You know what I mean?
And for me, that's a clear indication regarding the fact that just brute power doesn't just allow you to walk in and dominate.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I really don't think Tank Davis is a big puncher, and he's very freaking smart, calm, cool, and collective in there. Because he's battle tested.
Yes.
Like he's willing to go ahead and take some licks and be in there and take his time, get a couple of shots before he gets that freaking brute shot and blast somebody out. I thought that Leo Santa Cruz was winning that fight clearly until he slapped him and folded him.
Fuck.
That was brutal.
That shit was bad.
That was brutal. But as you guys mentioned, though, in all actuality, you just mentioned two names. And we can go ahead and throw Rolly on there, too. But Pitbull, Rolly, and freaking Ryan Garcia. And if I'm being 100% fucking honest, I'm not trying to down or disrespect freaking Warriors, but neither one of those guys are elite, proven freaking A-listers. Are they contenders? Absolutely. But A-listers?
I see what you're saying.
Ryan Garcia is an A-lister in regards to his fucking popularity and fame. But Ryan Garcia has yet, aside from actually knocking out Luke Campbell with that body shot when he got actually put on his ass too, but he did beat Luke Campbell, and I'll give him that. But he really hasn't done nothing in the ring
really
to produce himself. But they sold the fight as something mega. But in my opinion, I don't think Tank Davis actually beat anybody of note.
What about Mario Barrios?
Still don't agree. Let's circle back with regards to, I think we did mention this in the last episode. Hey, Manny Pacquiao beat Mario Barrios, and I do feel that he's the weakest link in that division.
Playing upon the original question, though, which was Shakur and Tio, for me, that fight is, man, it could go two ways that are two very different ways that it could go.
I think it depends on how Tio's going to fight.
It does. And what he can do once he gets going, because he's going to have to cut off the ring here. Shakur's going to move.
But if you trap Shakur in the ropes, you don't.
Well, here's the
you don't
deal
want
with that too.
either.
Is that Tio also kicks like a fucking mule. He hits very hard, and some people would say that Shakur literally avoided, by all means, never getting Navarrete in there because he was trying to avoid that kind of smoke. And Tio's more smoke than this. You know what I mean? Like this is also that kind of smoke. So we'll see, man. I don't know.
I do respect Shakur for moving up though and fighting Tio for sure. You know.
No, it's a huge challenge. Like hats off to Shakur if he's able to pull it off. Shakur's standing in that pound for pound.
Oh yeah, I think so. I agree too. I agree too. You know.
One follow-up question for this confident young man right here regarding the Tio and Shakur fight is this young man oozes confidence. Some might say, if outsider in, cockiness. Both of these fighters, Tio and Shakur, walk around with that same exact aura. Mm-hmm. Which one of those two fighters do you think comes off as the more cockier fighter between the two?
Shakur.
Cockier?
Yeah.
Is Tio more confident than cocky, or is he also...
I think was just
close
an asshole,
second,
but he gets underneath people's skin.
I think he's just confident in what he does. You know, being from beating Loma, ain't nobody everyone is better than Loma. So knowing that he beat somebody that good.
That was the fight that really opened my eyes to Tio's skill level.
For sure.
Shakur ain't never beat anybody at that level, dog. Lomachenko, the Matrix, man. That was like spectacular.
For me,
he shut it down.
The Lomachenko fight was the one that like opened everybody's eyes to go, oh shit, Tio is on this level. But to me, the Josh Taylor fight was the one to me that was more impressive because he literally it was a fucking wipeout of Josh Taylor. Like with the Loma fight. Loma was in the fight. Like Tio won, but Loma was in the fight. It was a good fight. You know, with Taylor, Tio fucking put it on.
But I think Tio shot down Lomachenko on his footwork because Loma wasn't really doing much.
Yeah,
he didn't do much as he usually does.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and he was running through dudes at that time too.
Yeah, bro.
Man, if he's able to catch Shakur and put it on Shakur, oh my God, that also
good for Tio.
Like lifts Tio to like such a high level, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna be celebrated, bro.
I mean, Shakur got good defense.
So I want to share. Well, Guapadamas actually wasn't in attendance with us, but me, Jerry, and our buddy Hamed, we were ringside at MGM Grand in Vegas for Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez, and oh my goodness,
beautiful work.
It was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it was. It
was a great freaking turnout. It was awesome, and I wasn't sure what to expect, but what I knew at the end of the freaking night, a star was born.
Oh yeah!
I was so impressed. And what Shakur Stevenson did versus a former Olympian and Oscar Valdez, he owned him, brother. And that's another fellow AZ homeboy. Shout out to Valdez. You know, Tucson, right? Oh no, Nogales. Nogales, and he's dual citizenship and stuff, but he does represent Arizona.
Yes, sir.
But at the end of it, though, Shakur Stevenson was just way too much for him, and it was clear.
Too fast.
One day we get a co-headliner with Oscar Valdez and Jordan Martinez both headlining a card right here in Phoenix. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Obviously not against each other, but hey,
if it happens,
if it happens, you knock him out too, bro. Yeah. That's the only fucking difference, bro.
I mean, so I got Shakur by majority decision.
Who else is on that card? Keyshawn Davis.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So we got Shushu Carrington and our boy Castro from Arizona. From
that
Phoenix.
Might not be happening according to Mr. LP.
I looked it up and it shows that it is still legit. A full go. So
I mean,
it's for a vacant
his
world
sources were maybe coming off from parts unknown right now. That's the problem. Yeah. But
that is very.
I mean,
do you get Carlos Castro a good shot against Shushu Carrington? Because I'm not too sold on Shushu.
Yeah, I think they hyped up Shushu too good. He ain't on that. But I think Carlos Castro do got the most experience with the more elite fighters. I mean, he's been there with Brandon Figueroa. I think Luis Neri.
I heard he's gonna get sparring work with Dude, and eventually he gets back over here too on this side, bro.
I mean, where's wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I think he could pull it off. I think he
could too.
I think he got enough experience.
Should be interesting, man.
That undercard fight right there is the closest on paper for me. That matchup right there. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Good fight, yeah.
And then you have Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. Oh. Keyshawn's going up to 140 to fight Jermaine Ortiz for his first time.
Who's Keyshawn's trainer?
He was with Crawford's team. He was with Bomac. He was.
Yeah, he's no longer on
Bomac. No longer with them.
I think he was Shakur's team right now.
Shout out to AZ Boxing official Jeff. He's the one that put us on game, and I realized that I didn't know it. But Keyshawn actually parted ways.
Yeah, no longer with Bomac.
But I think he got a hard task in front of him. Because Jermaine, he put up with Teofimo.
He's a good fighter. Jermaine's a good fighter. You want to get some quality work. But
he hasn't been active though. So that's fine.
He hasn't been active enough.
You know how boxing is too, bro. If you're not active, that's one of those deals that could definitely bite you.
That fight card's at the MSG at the end of the month. Ticket sales are going great for that fight. That's going to be on DAZN on the 31st of January.
Cinco de Mayo weekend's a big fight weekend. Benavidez versus Zurdo. Who you got, bro?
Ooh, I gotta go with my boy Benavidez, bro.
Yeah,
I gotta go, Phoenix.
Yeah. Well, you obviously said it because you obviously respect Zurdo's work.
Yeah.
And he's a big boy. And we just talked to David about it. We just talked to it last week. It was episode 37. If you haven't watched it, go to On Demand or 4luvofboxing on YouTube. Find episode 37, 38, 67. I'm all over the place. 68. Episode 68 with David Benavidez. And we asked him about the Zurdo fight. And, man, again, oozing confidence, bro.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things David said, too, man, is that coming up, he actually got a chance to spar Zurdo many times. And he's gotten a chance to put in that work with him before. So he's got a very high level of respect.
He got familiar
but he's familiar, bro.
Yeah.
So... We'll see, man. It could be a banger, bro. But it could be a fucking barber.
But who knows how long ago they spar? Because I'll tell you the truth. Within 2 to 6 months of training, you gonna learn something way more different within 2 to 6 months. That I say depends on.
It was a couple years ago.
It was a lot longer than that.
So all I can tell you is we never know how it's gonna play.
I agree, and the biggest factor is the size.
I think it's good, man.
Because Zurdo's been actually sitting comfortably at that division, and he's been fighting bigger men. Well,
David's power transition to the cruiserweight division the same way.
And as you just mentioned earlier, will the speed translate? These are all questionable factors that come into play.
So David walks around right now around 200. That's his walking around weight. And one thing that was told to me from insiders in his camp is that he doesn't have to lose weight for this fight. He's going to come in comfortable at his walking around weight. How many times do people ask, why don't fighters fight at their walk around weight?
You get yourself hurt.
So here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, because you're gonna fight somebody that's gonna be 20 pounds heavier than you.
Yeah.
Because that person's actually getting to weight. You know, you can't. Fighting somebody in your natural weight means that you'll be fighting guys that are much bigger.
But are you talking about like people fighting in their natural weight, like both same weight, or with one cutting and one natural?
Zurdo could be a heavyweight.
Zurdo walks around as a heavyweight.
I guarantee you he can be a heavyweight, but he works himself to get to, and he went up from 168 to 75. Now he's at 190. So he's worked his way through that ladder. So he's worked that up, and you can tell he's a big. He's hefty.
He's very husky.
He's a hefty guy. In the picture that I seen that David Benavidez or Team, I don't think it was David actually, but Team Benavidez posted when they did spar, you can tell they looked very similar in size
at the time.
Because Zurdo was a 168 pounder
at the time.
Yeah, he was.
But even at that moment, you could tell Zurdo was a little more thicker and stockier.
So you knew he was going to grow.
But so with that though, we're talking about this is a bigger guy. So I hope Benavidez actually got the game plan locked in. I know he does because he's a pro. But don't expect the same Zurdo that you're dealing with in 2, 3, 4 years ago, right?
But listen, Zurdo is standing in a very interesting position in there too, bro. Zurdo standing in a position where it's a win-win scenario for him.
That's good, bro. Do it.
It's a complete win-win scenario for him. There is no looking bad, right? You're going in against Benavidez, who's the hottest fighter. Yep. So long as you don't get knocked out in the first round, anything that he does is going to give you this coming up and moving up in it. Like, there is no losing side to that.
But with that too,
which makes it very dangerous because there's no pressure.
When we were actually interviewing Benavidez last week, you even asked, one of you guys asked him about going up to heavyweight.
I did.
And he laughed and he was like, no, I have no intent. He's like, this is just a stay busy fight because I'm not waiting for nobody. I'm going up in weight to take his titles, and the plan is to go back down and take on freaking Beterbiev or Beaver.
Yeah, his game plan.
I like that. He now is at a point of his life where, because with the youth too, he has that advantage
right now.
Man,
what, he's 28, 27?
Yeah, 27, I believe.
28.
And he could fluctuate. It's still not. It's still not be affected in regards to.
Listen, but he better be conscious because Zurdo is a very good high skill level fighter, bro.
For sure.
And he's got no pressure on him in this fight. because David is carrying all the pressure of what it means if he loses in this fight. Whereas Zurdo doesn't. That's what I literally just.
I mean, you can't compare it.
It's a win-win because if so long as he shows up and he gives Benavidez a fight, that's a win for him in that scenario because everybody's going to be taking Benavidez.
Well, nobody wants to take an L, so I think he still does carry something where he wants to prove that he's the champ at that weight class.
Yeah.
Because he's closer to twilight of his career more so than David is.
Yeah.
So you want to not just prove to himself, but prove to his promoter or any other promoters that he still has it in case he wants another big contract.
Well, and that's the thing for either fighter, the immensity of what that means. Then opening.
Well,
up
David's got the age
weight.
on his side though.
He does, and if Zurdo wins, then he's going to become a chance to become undisputed at cruiserweight too, because that open title will.
But you gotta respect Benavidez for even moving up to cruiser.
Yeah, no,
even if he loses, even if he does.
That's why I said he's got.
Hey,
to me, that's why he's got to stay conscious, because to me, Benavidez is showing the goods of what he's got, but he's got to remember he's going up there to fight a guy who's also world champion.
Oh, he knows.
You know what I mean?
It's a win-win situation for him. Even if he went up and dared to be great and took a loss. He can still come back down.
Benavidez needs to win, bro. His path to being a superstar is only through winning. If he loses at this point, he loses that credibility of being a fucking monster, bro. Because that's the fucking a portrayal that he's receiving from boxing right now. People want to see him because he's a monster.
If Zurdo actually pulls off a miracle, and I don't think he will, that would actually
I don't think it's a miracle, bro.
Listen, that'll sell the fight versus Benavidez and Bivol much more, because Bivol also has a victory over Zurdo. So Benavidez coming back to his more comfortable weight is going to have to try and take on the guy that beat the man that just beat him.
For boxing,
I love that storyline. I love that storyline right
listen,
there.
for boxing heads, yes. But when it comes to what it would mean to David's career, no. He loses that average fan.
Hey, I need you to do me a favor and not make a fuss about the fact that we got to protect the fucking goose egg. There ain't nothing wrong with taking it out.
No. To me, it has
there
nothing
ain't
to do with
nothing
him
wrong
being
with
on
taking it out, brother.
No, look. For
there
me,
ain't
it has
nothing wrong with taking it out, bro.
It has nothing to do.
And all you youngsters, fuck that goose egg, man. Fucking fight the best.
No, it has nothing to do with the undefeated number.
Yeah.
For me, losing in that scenario for Benavidez takes away what it is to be the monster going into it, bro.
See, that's why
which is him putting fucking terror in everybody.
Every boogeyman has a freaking threshold, man.
At this point, he hasn't had it, and to me, that's what I mean.
But we're moving up to freaking cruiserweight is a big thing, man.
Right, it is crazy.
So Jordan seems to be caught up on the fact that we need to give David more props for going up to fight cruiser.
I straight up
it could
think
be a max of 25 additional pounds just on weigh-in day.
Exactly.
My question to this young man is he's on the undercard of a fight of a main event that's 2 weight classes above his. If something happened to one of those opponents and they wanted to keep this fight card alive and they came at you, and finances aside, but they came at you and said, we need someone to step up. They offered you the fight against Nunes or Navarrete. If something happened, fight week, somebody can't make that fight. Jordan Martinez, will you step up? Will you take?
I'm a dog. Give me that shit.
In a heartbeat?
Hell yeah.
2 weight classes above.
I don't give a fuck. Hey, skills make fight. Look at Canelo and Crawford. I mean, skills make
fight. And
fight.
if that were to happen, which one of those 2 would you prefer to get? You've already sparred Nunes, but does it really? I mean, the belt would still be on the line.
Both of the belts would be on the line. I think Navarrete, since he got a bigger name.
Navarrete?
He got a bigger name.
What would you do?
You feel something?
What would you do?
By no means.
You're not uncomfortable with that awkward style? He's got an extreme.
Listen.
I want to hear this.
Listen, this is what I would say as to why that decision that he just said would be wrong for everybody else except for Jordan Martinez. Because of his awkward fucking style, Navarrete would come forward and have so many fucking openings for this dude that all he has to do is to land some of those big ass punches.
In between those wide punches, just watch those uppercuts.
To me, that's why it would be more appealing. But I don't think there's very many people who would want fucking Navarrete.
You don't want to hook with a hooker.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
I
mean, it'll be good though. I mean,
could you imagine that setting though? I mean, man, how more elevated would you be if you got that phone call,
bro? I'll be like, fuck. I mean, I wouldn't be like worried or nothing, cause I said skills make fights. But I'll be like, it's gonna be a fucking there's gonna be a war, you know. I know it's gonna be a war.
Listen, it would be a war. You're going in there against the fucking war. You know what I mean?
Give me 4 tacos.
Hell yeah.
So now we get to eat tacos for you for that one, bro.
Yeah.
We're like, Josh, where's the tacos?
Right here.
Listen,
we're just teasing.
Straight up, look, Navarrete. If I was to fight him, look, Navarrete is a come forward fighter. Everybody knows.
Yep.
Me, if I start getting pushed back a little too much, I feel like a bitch, and I ain't nobody's bitch. That's why 100%. I come forward. You feel me? So I'm gonna push his ass back one way or another. So
that's that Phoenix.
In time.
Yeah, for sure.
And that'll happen too.
Yeah,
that
bro.
could happen too.
That'll be, yeah.
Listen. Thank you for coming in here, bro, on a Tuesday. And we're going to close this out with Jerry having one more question on one more fight for you. Go ahead. Close this out, Jerry.
Mario Barrios, Ryan Garcia, February 21st.
Ooh, damn. That's actually a good fight, to be honest. But I think Mario Barrios just got more in it. Ryan Garcia don't got much.
Yeah, Ryan hits hard, but the skill level that Mario Barrios has is definitely more polished. He's been
mentally weak, man.
Yeah, right. Bro.
And he hasn't proven nothing at welterweight.
No, it's a whole other animal up there.
He stays in fight shape, though. He stays in fight shape, but again, mentally is different than physical, yeah.
Nah, I feel somewhere else right now. I feel crazy.
Yeah.
He stays. I see him posting on social media with like all these.
He stays in Rocky Point with Mr. LP. That's the bad influence.
He's like having fun, throwing cheap jabs with YouTubers and
other
hip hop artists and stuff.
That's just YouTube shit. Yeah, I don't like that.
He's keeping the content alive, keeping his name relevant. But that does absolutely nothing
for boxing
for him in regards to how he's going to succeed in the ring.
For sure.
So he comes out successful on the 21st, and he beats Mario Barrios. He becomes the WBC welterweight champ. A lot of great fighters who have gone down in history as the WBC welterweight champ. Does he gain that? Does he gain a little bit more respect for beating the Barrios, and he's not taking his career so seriously, and then you line him up with some of the other heavy hitters at that
if he becomes
division.
a world champion, everybody deserves. What they work for. So if he wins, hey, congratulations. Now we got a champion at 47. But who's next after?
Yeah.
He's probably gonna want that Devin Haney rematch.
Hey, actually, the way he beat Brian Norman, he looked pretty solid.
Haney looked amazing, bro.
I know.
Haney looked amazing. Shit, man, I fucking had Norman kicking the shit out of him. I did
too, bro. You as good as your last performance, right? So Haney looked like shit versus Ryan Garcia.
Good point.
Okay, but Haney looked spectacular versus what everybody was coining as the boogeyman.
At 47.
At 47. Norman, when he obliterated Asian homeboy, man, with that freaking nasty freaking hook, and he bounced his head, knocked him 25. Man, that shit was brutal as hell, man.
Real quick.
And I myself was like, okay, this dude's the real deal, and I was dead wrong, bro.
Real quick tidbit on Brian Norman is his father's no longer his head trainer.
I saw that too.
And he's been working with Derek James currently. I believe that's...
I don't think it's good to switch trainers. Because, if his dad made him who he is and made him a world champion, just you guys as a team got to sit back and realize what you guys did wrong or what you guys could have done better.
You also got to understand the egos and stuff. Maybe if there was a lot of finger pointing. I'm pretty sure behind closed doors there was a lot of finger pointing, and it sucks. And we actually had a conversation about father-son.
What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not a big fan of it. I know there's a couple of individuals that actually have some serious success, but every time we actually talk about some certain individuals, it always ends where the father and son
have some type
part
of
ways. From Shane Mosley to Oscar De La Hoya to Norman Jr. The list goes on and on. But did they have success? Yes, but so that's the question in regards to that. Okay, cool, you guys had success, but the success didn't roll through until the final end. A split came about, so how successful was that? So that's where I come into play. It's very difficult regarding the father-son relationship.
I saw Tito Trinidad's dad
it always.
Tito, so that one
I'm going to say the same thing. What do you think about that?
To me, I actually think it can be a very good thing because sometimes I think that your pops knows how to hit that extra nerve to get that extra shit out of you. That's my example is always Tito Trinidad's dad, bro. Tito was sometimes tagged and dropped in some of those fights, and then his pops would take him in that corner and get it together and blah, 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 and then get whatever he needed out of him at that point. And his pops knew exactly what he needed to say. Nobody else is going to have that kind of insight like your pops will.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. Let's not forget. Because both of you guys' points are very valid. And then another aspect is sometimes you get to a position where the dad was never to succeed as much as his son has, and he puts a lot of pressure to try to get his son to do what he couldn't do. He's almost living through his son. Right, so all of his successes are pretty much. When you see a lot of the other dads that have been really loud in their corners, they're louder than the fighter than their son, and it's only because it's like, yeah. So it's only as if like it's who's really fighting? Is this your fight or is it my fight? You know, and you have to be able to get over that too. That's like your pops being being him, but. The ultimate goal should be always for the son. As a fathers around here, is to always do what's best for your kids, not necessarily what's best for us.
See, that's why I respect Fernando Vargas a lot, because he doesn't try to take the spotlight for his kids.
Not at all.
He lets him, I already had my time, but
that's a great point.
He just speaks, he speaks good about his kids. Hey, he's next.
Shout out to the Vargas dynasty. They're going to be on your fight card.
And even when his son took that L, Kalen Walsh, which we kind of expected. I saw no backlash of father giving shit about the son losing. It's part of the game, and they rolled right on through. And I got mad respect in regards to that. So it's like, all right, it's cool, son.
Take your lumps like a man.
We're gonna go roll through. We're gonna do it again, type shit. There was no like, so far at least. No father-son split, right? No freaking debates and arguments and all that stuff. So, and then that's what happens all the time with the father-son relationship, for the most part.
Yeah,
I know there's some successful ones.
Yeah, no, it is. That's why it's a double-edged sword, like Jerry said.
Successful ones, but it's really it's a bittersweet thing because you work with your partner in crime, if you will. Your mini-me and your pops, and you guys get to the promised land, and then just.
Yeah, part ways.
There's a dispute.
I think it's because sometimes they put, like you said, they put too much pressure on their kids, and it breaks them sometimes. You feel me?
Yeah.
Sometimes sometimes the weight of the debt is too much, bro. Yeah. I felt bad for all the Chavez's kids. None of them were ever gonna be like that because they were like Chavez, your fucking
Chavez Jr. was a beast at his prime. I can say I like the way
he made some noise.
Hey, when he fought Canelo, I thought he was gonna beat him.
You just hate Canelo, bro. That's the fucking problem, bro. This boy actually.
When I seen that fight, like
he tried to sell me on the story of Chavez Jr. being a better story than Canelo. Canelo's a fucking poor street kid
Canelo
from
was
the fucking hood that grew up to be something.
Canelo was a savage ass motherfucker when he was in his younger, in his 20s. That motherfucker was scrap, you know what I mean? Yeah. But now I understand why he slowed it down. I mean, his age.
Yeah, he's been there, done that. He ain't got
it. It is, man. Listen, fellas, it's about that time. We're hitting that time where we're closing out on a Tuesday. I do want to end on two notes as we close out, man. First off, on the 28th, make sure everybody at home, make sure you guys are peeping out as you guys see my man
February 28th.
On February 28th, when you see him in that fight, man, make sure you guys are checking out his trunks, and you guys are going to see a 4luvofboxing patch up in there, because he's going to show us that love, and we're going to show him that love. It's all good, so he keeps going. So thank you, Jordan, for allowing us that privilege to even get that right. And secondly, this is for my man Mr. LP. I want to acknowledge the fact that he fucking called Subriel Matias getting his ass dropped the way he did by the homeboy from Britain like that, man. So great fucking call on that.
Yet another guy from the other side of the pond. I know you guys love giving me shit about that, but man, what a performance!
What we give you shit about is the Ukrainians, bro.
Yeah, we give it. You love your Russians, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's up, bro.
But yeah, man, good call on that fight, bro.
That shit, bro.
On Tuesday,
congratulations to Dalton, though, man. What a performance, man!
It was beautiful, bro.
That was a hell of a fight.
He kept coming. That was so nutty to see, because he matched fire with fire in that fight. It was fucking nuts.
Matias shifted after freaking the second round and was putting it on him.
That's what I said, bro.
He had to grind it.
It was so fucking nuts. He fought fire with fire, bro. It was a fucking great fight.
There's gonna be a lot more fights coming up too that we got to get Jordan to come talk about with us.
But I think, hold on, my Matias, I just think he's been in too many wars. His head's already weared out.
That when you're in that many wars like that, like they start to accumulate. Yeah. That's one of the things where we were just talking about Navarrete right now.
He's a big puncher who's not afraid to take big punches, but it's catching up to him at an early age. You know what I'm saying? It's really catching up to him.
Kind of like that with Fernando Vargas. Same thing. They push him
too much on his plate early. Having said that, though, they put a lot on his plate early for our benefit, because some of those fucking fights were amazing. His fight with Trinidad was fucking amazing, bro. An amazing fight. And he was just too young to really pull it off at that time. And you give him an extra 2-3 years under his belt, he may have had a little bit more extra on that, bro. So we'll see, man.
This man's plate right here is empty, and he says, "Bring all that smoke." He hungry.
I'm hungry.
Keep feeding this young man. 4 fights this year is on the agenda for this young man right here. Starts with the 28th of next month.
28th.
28th of next month.
Listen, make sure you guys are tuned into the zone on that pay-per-view. Make sure you guys are supporting him. Make sure you guys know that the next motherfucker out of Arizona to start belt collecting and start claiming him is Jordan El Moreno Martinez. Thank you, bro.
Y'all can see the past episodes. I already stamped that shit and said he's gonna be the guy to watch for 2026.
Want to give a shout out to AZ real quick and your socials?
I want to give a special shout out to everybody from La Finiquera. You know, everybody's tuned in for this fight. Everybody's showing mad love. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody's on my side.
What can they find you at, bro?
El Moreno 93 SD on Instagram. Tune in. Let's go, baby.
Most definitely. It's been our privilege, bro. Thank you for continuing the relationship. Continue to allow us to have you up in here, bro.
For love of boxing, baby.
For love of boxing. Ikon Radio, RTU. We keep grinding, bro, on a Tuesday.
Drive safe on your Tuesday,
safely.
baby.
Enjoy your day at work. Enjoy your day home if you're already off.
Enjoy your week. Stay blessed.
Tuesday.
Success and nothing less.
At the top of the world.